Hey folks, we're going to do kind of an impromptu video this time. Going to address I guess you could say a myth that has been going around the internet. It goes around every once in a while, maybe once a year or something. I see a post on Facebook about this, and I always seem to reply and tell them what the truth is, and then it comes up again. So I'm making this video so the next time this comes up online, people out there can just refer them to this video, and then that will answer the questions. So what am I talking about? Well, many of you guys who are fans of Knight Rider are also fans of the A-Team. And there was an episode of the A-Team in the third season called Road Games. In this episode, Hannibal and the team end up trying to stop an illegal casino, illegal gambling, and the casino is in the back of a semi-truck. It's a casino on wheels. All right, so why is this controversial? Or why does this, I guess it's not controversial, but why does this keep coming up on the Knight Rider boards? Well, it's because of this. Now, at first glance, doesn't this look like the Knight Rider semi? And by the way, before we continue any further, I do apologize. I don't have this episode in anything other than DVD. No Blu-rays of the A-Team, so this is the best resolution we can get. But you look in the background, and boy, does that look like the Knight Rider semi, right? You got the corrugated metal walls. You've got the X cross braces. What appears to be the drop ceiling, right? So anyone would look at this and they'd think, well, this has to be the Knight Rider semi, right? The set on stage 1 at Universal. Knight Rider and the A-Team were both filmed at Universal Studios, so it makes sense that this could potentially be a reuse of the semi set. So here's a few more pictures. And you can see here, I mean, at first glance, it looks exactly like the set. However, this is not the same set used for the interiors of the semi on the show. There's just too many details that are off, that just make it so it can't be. So the Road Games, this episode of the A-Team aired on February 5th of 1985. Now, I don't have filming dates for the A-Team, but I do have filming dates for Knight Rider. So if we look at what Knight Rider episode aired right around the time this episode aired, then we get a general idea of when this was filmed, maybe. Within a month or two, maybe. So at the time Road Games aired, Junkyard Dog aired on Knight Rider. And Junkyard Dog was filmed about 2 months prior. So chances are this was probably filmed about 2 months prior. Now, Knight Rider was using their set for Junkyard Dog. So if you remember, there's a whole bunch of interior scenes in Junkyard Dog that take place on this set on stage 1. But even beyond that, if we look at the episodes before and after Junkyard Dog, so here's Buyout, we can see they use the semi. If we go to Night by a Nose, the set was used here. So all of the episodes around when Road Games was probably filmed, Knight Rider was using the set. So here it is from Custom Made Killer, and I could go on and on. So that's one strike against this being the same set because, well, Knight Rider was using it. And it would take a lot of effort to convert this set into the set for Road Games. Okay, so now that we've covered that, let's take a closer look at some of the details of this set and compare them to the details of the Knight Rider set. So obviously, the biggest thing that looks the same are the corrugated metal walls, right? So what I want to show you here is a pretty neat comparison to show you why these are totally different corrugated metal walls. At first glance, they look the same, but they really aren't. All right, so we're going to start here. This is a screenshot from Junkyard Dog. Take a look at the walls. Notice the design of the corrugated metal, right? It's there are these flat panels with a little bit of a trapezoidal indent in them, okay? And because we are spending so much time restoring the Knight Rider Semi, you can bet I've pored over screenshots trying to match up the corrugated metal. So take a look at that, and then I also want to show you one other detail on here. If you look right here, notice on the cross braces, notice this piece, 6-sided, right? Okay, so we got those two details. So now that I've shown you this, here's a screenshot from the Road Games, Look at the metal here. It is not smooth at all. It's got this texture to it, this strange kind of texture. And even beyond that, I know it's hard to see here, but look at the pattern of the metal. See how it's different? It's not just a flat panel, trapezoidal indent, flat panel. This reminds me more of the metal roofing panels you can still buy today, where you've got these wider panels with a little indent in the middle and then bigger indents, and if that makes any sense at all. So let's see if there's maybe, a better shot. You can see here. Just see how, compare that to this, and you can see, no way, those are not the same metal panels. So that tells me, this is probably not it. Okay, so we have that detail. So now let's go ahead and take a look at another detail of this set right here. Remember how I showed you the cross bracing piece and how it was 6-sided? Look, the ones on this set are rectangular. Let's see if I have a better shot. Yeah, there we go. There's a better shot. Look how they're rectangular, not 6-sided. All right, so we got that. Now let's take a look at, let's see, do we have a good ceiling shot here? That's a decent ceiling shot. Let's see if we have a better one. That might be the best. Here we go. So if you look at the ceiling, we see they've got light panels and they've got these cross members, very similar to the Knight Rider set. But the Knight Rider set did not have all these spotlights in the middle, right? They had some spotlights on the edge, and they were not this style of spotlights. And also, if you look at the ceiling, these light panels, it's definitely hard to see, again, because we don't have the high definition screenshots. But if you look at the ceiling panels, you'll see that they're almost just solid, right? If we look, you can kind of see the dividers like the Knight Rider set has, but they're very faded. What that tells me is there's probably a piece of translucent plexi, and then the dividers are on top of that, and then the lights are on top of that. So it gives it a different look, whereas if we look at the Knight Rider set, the bars are more prominent, and it has this eggshell diffuser in here. So totally different set. And there's an interesting scene in the Road Games, which unfortunately I can't show you video because of copyright. It won't let me. But there's this scene where I think its face gets thrown into the wall, and when he hits this wall, all of this background, these cross braces, everything just wobble like they're going to fall off. You could tell it was a quickly built set, right? They didn't really care too much about it. Whereas the Knight Rider set was going to have a little bit more of a quality in terms of their construction because it was a standing set and it was used for 4 years. So all those pieces together just tell me that this set, this road game set, is not the same as the Knight Rider set. What I think is the story is the same set designers designed this set and they used the Knight Rider set as reference. That would be my guess. Or maybe it wasn't the same set designers. Maybe it was other set designers at the studio who knew they had to build a casino inside the back of a trailer. And they said, well, we've got the Knight Rider set, which is on the back of the trailer. Let's go in there and let's do a kind of a copy of it, right? It would be a lot easier for them to do that. Or they just pulled out the blueprints from the Knight Rider set, and the set designers just went ahead and did it that way. They used the blueprints and took care of it that way. Because if you remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but on the box set, the DVD box set of Knight Rider, we see the blueprints for the set. And they, this was in 2012, and so clearly they still had the blueprints way back in 1985, right? So, I'm sorry, not 2012, 2004. But, so the blueprints were definitely still around, so they probably just took these blueprints and there you go. All right, so hopefully that kind of puts to bed once and for all, the Knight Rider set, in my opinion, was not used in this episode of the A-Team. It just simply wasn't, but I do think it inspired the building of this set. All right, that's all we have for today. Hope you enjoyed this, and if there's any other myths or rumors out there about Knight Rider and sets used in other shows or props, put it down in the comments below. Maybe we'll prove or debunk those as well. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Hello, friends, it's me, Kit. When I'm not out fighting crime, I like to follow my friends at knightriderhistorians.com. Check it out.